Here it comes! Chaw, dude. Totally! The Old Sword in the Sea is a rad new indie surfing adventure developed entirely by a giant squid. Being the massive squid that he is, inking tsunamis at the thought of pulling off any dangerous stunts for real, he instead compensates by making video games so he can pretend to be one of the cool kids. Mega Squid has made a name for himself throughout the last decade for his other whimsical games like The Pathless and Absu, Cashew. It seems to be working out well for them since they partnered up with the lead artist from Journey. In this game, you take control of world-renowned professional surfer Sandy Hawk as he bravely straps himself to a floating butter knife and carves across the dunes of destiny, all while collecting Doritos. His mission is to restore the lands back with water and sea creatures and stop the evil eel serpent thing by showing off his tubular kickflips for his skater girlfriend, and by going around and touching everything. The Sword in the Stone packs some deep enriching lore about these fire and water people all carved into these ancient obelisks laid across the land. You can bring your gnarly surf to a screeching halt just to stop and read these things, but I wouldn't recommend it, because they're boring and lame. That's bogus, I got waves to catch, brah. One of the most poignant philosophies when approaching game design I've ever heard was from Insomniac Studios. Their first rule, make your character fun to control first. Look at Spyro the Dragon, they've been doing it since forever. And that's really what's important here. The Sorcerer's Stone is just fun to ride around and shred. If you can try to see past the very apparent and disturbing Illuminati imagery, then you'll find yourself having a stress-free breezy time through this quick 3 to 4 hour ride. You feed your bags of triangles to this lazy sack of potatoes, and in return he smacks you in the face with a barrel that somehow teaches you some sweet new tricks. But the first 2 things he shows you are essentially the same thing with a fresh coat of wax. So now he's just wasting your time and eating all your snacks. It's just never enough for this guy. Your greed disgusts me. Sparingly around, you get the occasional trick point time trial thingies which are so diaper-crappingly easy you could probably complete them with one hand on the remote while vacuuming all that Dorito dust out of your sofa with the other. There's a crapload of these hidden seashells that the Easter seahorse is scattered around for you to find, but they only really exist so you have more stuff to touch. The game will occasionally toss you a curveball and have you play as Flipper the Dolphin to really break the ice. Jump around, jump up, and get down. But the maritime surprises don't end there. Shortly after, you also get to play as the shark from Jaws 4, The Revenge, who makes a return with its signature roar from the film. But this time, he's a good shark. You can technically ride other sea creatures like a sea turtle or that whale from Finding Nemo, but they don't actually help you get to P. Sherman Wallaby Way, Sydney. They just kind of barrel roll and stay put in their assigned spots. God forbid I need help finding my son. Thanks for nothing, you nautical bastards. Sure enough, you and Avril Lavigne eventually cross paths and you have to cowabunga your way to the big thing while traversing through all these magical, desolate desert landscapes. And this, of course, is all because you were a boy and she was a girl. Could this game make it any more obvious? Claymore Down the Shore gives a pretty solid demonstration of what the PS5's haptic adaptive triggers and motion control, whatever the hell you call it, can do. It's probably next to Astrobot in terms of showing off what the hardware is capable of. Giant Squidward does a great job making sure his games don't overstay their welcome. You fire it up, you rip it, you roll it, you punch it, there's a story somewhere. I'm always a sucker for a good story in a game, but this time, who gives a shit? 20,000 Manchesters Under the Sea provides a chill few hours while evoking a sense of wonder, without giving you carpal tunnel, seasonal depression, or the shame of wiping out. It was nice of them to include a New Game Plus mode so I could tear through the game a second time and complete the big guy's pyramid scheme, as there was no way I could have collected enough the first time around. Also a pretty sweet addition for the Platinum Trophy junkies. The developers seem very generous to give us all this art for free. And every time one of these new Squid Games drops, I've never spent a dime. If you're looking for some Skate meets Journey action, this is your game. I mean, it's free, my guy. Worst case scenario, you uninstall it and go back to doom scrolling. Best case, you now have a new favorite indie dev. If you haven't already, I implore you to go back and play Journey. Otherwise, just go ahead and install this game. And that's all I got. Surf's up, surf's out.
Tip.